I had been meaning to talk about Madison Brooks. Madison Brooks is the young woman that was at a nightclub. She was drunk and she asked this young man to give her a ride home. He had two other friends with him, or maybe three other friends with him. She hops in the back seat with two of them, two in the front seat. The two in the back seat ended up raping her. Never. She was very drunk. She was so drunk, in fact, that she couldn't even give them her address. They ended up taking advantage of her, raping her, while the other two in front didn't do anything to stop it. One of the men's or boys, little boy, charged in the rape. Oh, and yeah, they dropped her off at the side of the road where she ended up getting hit, and she died. Just heartless. They dropped her off after club hours on a dark road, and she was hit and killed. Why couldn't they just take her to a police station or something? I don't know. I remember one time me and a friend went out. This girl I used to work with, and she got so drunk that she couldn't drive. I didn't know where she lived at. You know what I did? I drove home, parked the car behind my house because I couldn't get her out. She was too drunk to get out. She wouldn't even wake up. So I parked the car behind my house, left her in the car. In the morning, the car was gone. I called her to check on her. She was fine. But these heartless boys dropped her off where she ended up getting hit by a car. Kayvon Washington, who is 18, is now accused of raping a 12-year-old girl in 2020, in addition to allegedly raping Madison Brooks while she had a blood alcohol level nearly 4 times the legal limit, authorities say. One of the suspects charged with allegedly raping the LSU student shortly before she was struck and killed by a car has been arrested in connection with the alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl at a birthday party in 2020. That's what court documents show. Kayvon Washington, who is 18, was arrested on January 23rd and charged with third-degree rape for allegedly sexually assaulting the 19-year-old college sophomore in the early morning hours of January 16th in the back seat of a friend's car, according to probable cause affidavit obtained by People. And I'm reading this article from People.com. On Thursday, he was released from the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison on a $150,000 bond. On Friday night, Washington was arrested again and charged with first-degree rape in connection with the alleged sexual assault of a 12-year-old girl in 2020, according to an affidavit obtained by WBRZ and The Advocate. Washington was booked into Livingston Parish Detention Center, online records show. According to an affidavit obtained by The Advocate, the WBRZ, the victim's mother brought her to the hospital on May of 2021 after the victim told her about the alleged rape in 2020. The victim then told police Washington allegedly raped her in 2020 when Washington was 15. The affidavit shows. The victim says she was at a birthday party and left the party to go swimming at an apartment complex. She and a friend, a female, went back to her apartment and were joined by Washington and another male, the affidavit states. While they were in the apartment, Washington followed the victim into her room where he allegedly covered her mouth while he raped her for about 30 minutes. The affidavit states. Washington already denied the accusation. The documents show Washington was never charged in the incident until now. Investigators took another look at the case after Brooks' rape when a witness told police she allegedly saw Washington follow the then 12-year-old victim into her room. Washington's attorney, Ron Haley, did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. However, he told WBRZ Mr. Washington and his mother cooperated with the investigation 2 years ago, and law enforcement took no action. Upon the review of the new statement from a witness that came forward, we are concerned not only of the timing of this statement, but whether it meets the threshold of probable cause. Washington is one of 4 men who are charged in connection with Brooks' rape after she left Reggie's bar near the LSU campus in a highly intoxicated state. Washington and a 17-year-old male whose identity is not being revealed because he is a minor, each allegedly raped Brooks in the back of their friend's car, the affidavit states. 2 other men, Everett Lee, 28, and Chasen Carver, 18, were in the front seat when the alleged rapes were taking place, according to the affidavit. Brooks, who had a blood alcohol level of 0.319%, almost 4 times the legal limit in Louisiana, had trouble remembering where she lived, so the men dropped her off on a desolate stretch of highway near a subdivision on Burbank Drive. She was apparently in the middle of the road when she was struck by a car. She was pronounced dead at the hospital shortly after. The suspects have yet not entered pleas in the Brooks case. Washington has not yet entered a plea in the 2020 case. Attorneys for Lee and Carver did not immediately respond to people's requests for comment. So Lee and Carver, who is white, they were the ones in the front seat. They didn't do anything while these boys were taking advantage of the drunk Madison Brooks. They didn't do anything. How heartless, how cold. And now I even heard one of the boys is saying that Madison would have loved it. That's what one of the boys is saying, that Madison Brooks would have loved having sex with those 2 boys. There is a smear campaign going on where they are trying to make Madison Brooks seems like she wanted to be raped. She wanted it. But the family, the attorney of Madison Brooks, the family attorney, has criticized it by the lawyers representing her alleged attackers. Surveillance footage shows Madison Brooks, 19, following the 4 young men accused of sexually assault out of Reggie's bar, where she is reported to have worked previously, and getting into a car with the suspects. Brooks' family attorney, Carrie Miller, told WWF that the goal of Madison's mom is to never have this happen again, to never have any family feel the kind of pain she is feeling right now. Kavion Washington, 18, faces a charge of third-degree rape. Everett Lee, 20, and Kason Carver, 18, faces charges of principal of third-degree rape, and 17-year-old, unnamed because of his age, faces a charge of rape. Let me know what y'all think about this. Like, you would think that in 2023, a young black man, a man would know better, but especially a young black man when it comes to white women, you would think that they would know better. And now, one of them, Kavion Washington, has been charged or accused of raping a 12-year-old when he was 15 years old. Y'all, let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, and subscribe, or don't. I don't give a damn. Holla at y'all, girl, okay? Okay.